catcher, number 0, Camden Bailey. At right field, number 1, Matt Hill. At shortstop, number 30, Bryson Wagner. At second, number 99, Noah Mazza. And pitching for the Wasps today, number 21, Jack Swarbrick. And now, the starting lineup for the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex as we get set for first pitch in the first all-time meeting between Carson-Newman and Emory and Henry. Carson-Newman looking to shed a 3-game losing streak and pick up a win here today. They're 2-0 at home, 0-6 on the road, and we'll find out today what gives for Carson-Newman in this contest. Eagles have won 5 straight against teams from the Old Dominion State. And Coach Tom Griffin turns the ball over to junior right-hander Noah Pridmore, 6'2", 240 out of Ottawa, Tennessee. He's making his 4th appearance of the year. So far on the season, no record and a 4.22 earned run average. And he gets to deal with Jared Foley to start off the ball game. Great to have you with us. Come in and stay a while as we watch this game here at Mossy Creek. Pridmore ready to go. And our first pitch of the ball game is on the way from the right-hander, and it misses low for ball 1, and we are underway at 12:01. Doubleheader here today, single game tomorrow in this 3-game set. And the 1-0 pitch on the way from Pridmore, and it's a swing and a slash foul down the right field line that will curl towards the corner and over the fence. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Pridmore last out there for Carson-Newman at West Georgia on Monday, and has been the case so many times this year. Defense ended up costing him in that game. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle with a fastball for a strike, 1-2. Pridmore had given up just 2 runs through the first 3+ innings, then a double play ball that would have ended the inning ended up costing the Eagles 3 runs in the 4th. Here's the 1-2 from Pridmore. Slider chopped towards third base. Gibson will get tested first. He picks it, throws it to first base, and that is in time to get Foley 1 up, 1 down in the Wasp half of the 5th inning, or first inning rather. And the defense behind Noah Pridmore looks like this. It's Potts, McLean, and Jackson left to right in the outfield. Gibson, Miller, Gibbs, and Denton third to first, and Mitchell Ballant behind the plate. Tyler Bradley digs in, the left-handed hitter for Emory and Henry. And Pridmore's first pitch is pushed foul down the third base line, out of play. 1 strike and nothing. Bradley, 259 on the season. He's a speedster. Leads the team already with 5 stolen bases through the first 8 games of the year. No balls and 1 strike. Pridmore has the sign as he twirls and pitches. And it's a swing and a miss changeup that time around from Pridmore. Really his 3rd best pitch. Prefers the fastball slider combination, but can sprinkle in the changeup, particularly against lefties. He's ready to go with the 0-2. A pause in the back, and then the pitch. And it is the changeup again, and that drifts well down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's a very nice day here at the ballpark. This week has been a little bit of hit and miss in terms of the weather. Cold at times, raining at times, but a nice day so far now. The 1-2. Right down the middle, strike 3 called. Bradley down on strikes. Pridmore zipped a fastball in the inside corner. So with 2 outs and nobody on, here's Wayne Mize. Game time temperature sits at 42 degrees, but it feels much warmer than that. Sunny skies overhead. And not a whole lot of wind right now either. Mize, a right-hand hitter, digs in. No score in the first, 2 outs, and he swings the first pitch, bounces it back up the middle. To his left, Miller plucks it, slides, throws to first. It's offline, and safe is Mize at first base. So that'll be an error on Trey Miller. Mize doesn't run all that well, and I think a good throw would have beaten him. So a 2-out base runner to bring Cole Cunningham to the plate. 269 hitter on the season. No score here in the opening frame as Pridmore pitches, and it's pushed foul out of play off of first base. Well, it's so sunny out there, and it glistens off of the field turf. At times, it's tough to keep an eye on the ball with the reflection. And Pridmore working here out of the stretch with Mize at first base. One strike pitch on the way. Cunningham swings, hits it right to a shifted second baseman Gibbs. He'll go the short route to second, and that ends the inning. So the error doesn't hurt Carson-Newman this time around. A man left the board for Emory and Henry, and after a half a frame, it is Emory and Henry nothing. And Carson-Newman will get the sticks warmed up when we get back for the first time today here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Highway in Morristown.
Well, Carson-Newman gives up a base runner in the top of the first inning, but they get out of that frame, and now the Emory and Henry Wasps turn it over to Jack Swarbrick to get the start here for Coach Trey McCall's group. Swarbrick, a junior from Haverhill, Massachusetts, and the right-hander is making his third start of the season through 10 innings. He has an 0-1 record, has given up 11 runs in those 10 innings of work. And Carson-Newman will have Henry Jackson, Dalton McLean, and James Denton due to the plate here against Swarbrick. Swarbrick shares the name with the Notre Dame Director of Athletics, who was appointed back in 2008, so that name might sound familiar, but no relation between the two. And Swarbrick will be ready to lock and load here against Henry Jackson in the bottom of the first inning. Jackson's having a fine season, .419 batting average. He's consistently been on base. He and James Denton have been the two hardest outs in this Carson-Newman lineup here of late. Jackson riding a 6-game hitting streak, 11 of his last 24 at the plate. And we'll try to get Carson-Newman's offense locked and loaded here against Swarbrick and Emory and Henry. Scoreless in the bottom of the first inning. Great to have you with us for this twin bill on this Saturday afternoon. And Swarbrick into his motion, and the first pitch of the day from the right-hander misses high for ball one. Jackson at .419. He's hit above 300 in each of his first 3 years on campus. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Swarbrick. On the inside corner at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Well, Emory and Henry in its transition to the D2 level, it's been pretty solid, to be honest with you. At 4-4 on the year, the 1-1. Pushed foul up the first baseline, out of play, 1-2. Coming off of a 3-game sweep against Anderson last weekend. This team is on the road up until this coming Tuesday. And they get North Greenville, the reigning national champs, at home. The 1-2. Fouled straight back. Jackson hangs around at a ball and 2 strikes. What a tough start to the year for this Emory and Henry group. You play North Greenville twice in the first month, and you start the year by going to Catawba for 3 and then to Wingate for 3. The 1-2 hits Jackson. Breaking ball that didn't break. Gets him up around the left shoulder. And the Eagles have the leadoff man aboard, something that they didn't do at any point in the game against Shorter on Tuesday. First time all year that happened. Had been getting on base at a .442 clip to begin the year. So the leadoff man on base, here comes Dalton McLean. McLean hitting 143, been a slow start to the year for him after a terrific campaign at Walters State a year ago. Jackson, good speed on the base pass, has a couple steals. No score at the bottom of the first, and a quick check from Swarbrick. Jackson back safely. And then guess the third series that Emory and Henry has. That's against the reigning SAC tournament champs, LR. Very tough start to the year, as Swarbrick gets a strike on the outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. Well, it's a Emory and Henry team that has not had a winning season in 30 years. And they have their work cut out for them this season, but have showed well to begin the campaign. 1 strike and nothing to count. Jackson leads away from first, and they throw over there again. The first baseman, Cunningham, is playing parallel to the lead of Jackson. He's really not holding him on with any level of thought of getting the out. He's just kind of standing over there right in front of the bag. The pitch down and away, 1-1. And on the 2 throws over there, Jackson's had plenty of time to get back to the bag. Carson-Newman has been aggressive on the base paths this season with the speed that they have on this lineup. The 1-1. Down. 2 balls, 1 strike. Looking at this Wasp group as a team so far this season. On Tuesday, they walked 10. Other than that, they've been pretty good at locating the zone. 2 balls and a strike to count here to McLean. The pitch. McLean fouls it off of first. Count levels up here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe a slight wind now blowing out towards left field. It is pretty much nothing but blue skies overhead. Yesterday it was very cold. Overcast, some rain early in the day. And things clearing out for a fine weekend. The 2-2. Fouled straight back by McLean again, and he hangs around at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Biggest question that Carson-Newman's offense has to answer is, how do they have some of those more consistent scoring innings? They've had some opportunities to put up big numbers this year, just haven't done so. Throw to first base. Back safely is Jackson. Again, no tag required by Cunningham. Defensively, it's Mize, Bradley, and Hill left, right in the outfield. Foley, Lyda, Mazza, Cunningham third to first, and Bailey behind the plate. Let's see if Jackson takes off here. 2-2 pitch. He is not going. McLean takes high. It's 3-2. Well, now an action pitch. Certainly a possibility that he might take off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first base. Nobody out. Carson-Newman threatens here in the opening frame. Swarbrick ready. He pitches. The runner not going, and it misses high and away for ball 4. So a hit batter and a walk, and in steps James Denton. Talk about feeling good. Denton is doing just that. A 5-game hitting streak. Denton, 7 of his last 17 at the plate. So the left-handed hitter will get his cuts here. The lone left-hand hitter in this Carson-Newman starting lineup. Let's see if a bunt might be on here. That's what Carson-Newman has done typically in the past. Led the country in the category last year. And he does square and takes a strike on the outside corner on a fastball. 2 men on, nobody out. We're scoreless in the bottom of the first, but Carson-Newman with the first threat of the day. One of the big keys for Carson-Newman under Tom Griffin's tenure is you got to be able to handle the bat. See if Denton steps up in the plate again here. He is not. He takes up and away. No sign of a bunt here. 1-1. Again, Denton takes a look down over at the third base coach, Tom Griffin. Well, we don't have some of the new rules that you'll see in Major League Baseball this year. Can't step out of the batter's box for too long. Have to be back in at the 8-second mark on the pitch clock. The 1-1. Up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the conversation has been just like situations like this. What happens when runners are on base? You got to step out. But you're trying to speed up the game, and with no defensive shifts at the big league level this year, trying to quicken up the game. Swarbrick does have a good pace to him out there on the mound. 2-1. He pitches, and Denton is late on a fastball down and in, and he swings through it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carson-Newman's top 2 run producers are due up after Denton. Ballant, 7 RBIs. Bose, 9 of them, right behind him. Here's the 2-2. Denton swings and stings it into the alleyway. The Eagles are going to run for a while. This one rolls to the warning track before Mize tracks it down. Jackson in to score. McClain coming behind him. The throw up the first baseline. A 2-run double from James Denton. Carson-Newman strikes first. Eagles lead it 2-0. That was a great piece of hitting by James Denton. He got a pitch out over the plate, and rather than try to yank it, pull it down into the corner along the right field line, he just stayed back on it and shoveled it into the opposite field alleyway. Split the gap. Mize did a good job of getting to it before it got to the fence. But the Eagles get 2. And now here's Ballant. Swarbrick pitches. And that bounces in the dirt. It gets kicked by the catcher, Bailey. Here goes Denton to third base, and he's in there safely. So that'll be a wild pitch. And that's very alert base running by James Denton. That ball was in the dirt, and initially it wasn't going to be a problem. But just unfortunate for Camden Bailey because he popped up, and once he got to his feet, the ball made contact with his foot, rolls up the first base line, and now Denton at third, the 1-0. Ballant fouls it off of the plate, 1-1. Carson-Newman has looked so much more comfortable as a team here at home. It's a very small sample size, but 9 runs per game in 2 home games. Less than 4 in the 6 road games. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Swarbrick pitches. Ballant swings and misses. Good off-speed pitch downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the infield is back, so Emory and Henry will concede the run on a ground ball. Ballant just trying to put it in play and get that runner in from third. The 1-2. Just missed outside. That was a confident take there by Ballant. Looked pretty good from this distance and a tough pitch to lay off. Swarbrick wanted it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs in for the Eagles in the bottom of the first. Swarbrick pauses. He pitches. And Ballant hits it right back up the middle into right center field. A base hit. Denton scores. Ballant's got an RBI. Carson-Newman scored 3 times, and there's still nobody out in the first. Ballant rolled it right back up the box to the right of the second base bag. Mazza could never get there because it was so hard hit. 2-run double Denton, RBI single Ballant. Hit batter, walk, 2-run double, RBI single. And 3 runs have scored at the bottom of the first inning. And that prompts an early mound visit by Kyle Cliff. Well, I know that a lot of college coaches won't openly talk about the early part of the season, about how results aren't necessarily the most important thing. Because obviously you want to win. You want to be able to come out and produce victories at the outset of the year. But when you have such a new-look roster like Carson-Newman has, with a bunch of players coming in from around the country, you really have to take those first couple weeks of the year as if they're spring training games. First pitch to Zach Bose is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Because at the end of it all, it really just comes down to how you play in conference play Now, obviously, you don't want to sit at 2-6, tailing towards the end of February, but you learned a lot about your group those first few weeks. The 0-1 misses down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And just from the look of it from this Carson-Newman team, they look like a different group this time around than what we saw the first couple weeks of the year. And the question is, can this team catch a little bit of fire? The 1-1. Bose hits one high in the air out to left center field. Mize comes on and over. Center fielder Bradley cuts in front of him and makes the catch in the alleyway for the first out of the first. So Bose a fly out. Ballant back to first. 3-0 Eagles, bottom of the first. 1 out and 1 on. And here's Ryan Potts, a .318 hitter on the season. But I think the biggest point that Carson-Newman has to make is you're trying to learn so much about what guys can perform in what situation. Who are your everyday starters? First pitch to Potts. Bounces to the dirt. Ballant got a great jump, and he swiped second base. That'll be a wild pitch. Ballant got such a good jump on that ball downstairs in the dirt. As soon as he saw the ball bounce, he knew he had second. And he takes it. Second wild pitch of the inning. He's in the scoring position. 1 ball and no strikes. Swarbrick pauses, now pitches. High and tight on a fastball. 2-0. Carson-Newman's tinkered with that starting rotation as well. I think that you have to feel confident about what you've seen from some of the guys in the bullpen. Maybe you start with an expanded roster where everybody gets a crack, but it slowly shrinks as the year goes along. The 2-0. Misses low and outside. Bailey tried to yank it back into the zone, and it was so low and away. No chance. 3-0. Of course, Carson-Newman's had to travel and deal with weather already to begin this season, as you do every year. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. I'm not sure why Potts decided to throw the bat. Right down the middle. 3-1, 1 out. Potts had a tremendously hot start to the year. Hits in each of his first 4. Has cooled slightly since. 3-0 Eagles in the first. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Swarbrick. Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swarbrick, 6'4", 185. Long and lean out there on the rubber. Glances at Ballant at second base, the payoff pitch. On the inside corner, there's strike 3 called. Swarbrick gets a punch out. And with 2 outs and a runner still at second base, Aiden Gibson will get his turn. The freshman has been the everyday starter at either shortstop or third base this year. And looking back over the years, there haven't been a lot of true freshmen that have been everyday starters positionally. The first pitch to Gibson at the knees, a strike. 0-1. 3 ball, 3-0. Carson-Newman on top. Each of the first 4 reach in the inning. 2 runs double from Denton and an RBI single from Ballant. 1 strike pitch. Gibson rolls it out towards shortstop. Circling lineup, picks it, throws to first. And that ends the inning. So good job by Swarbrick buckling down, but it comes perhaps a little late. Carson-Newman scores 3 times in the opening inning. And the Eagles have a 3-0 lead after an inning of work. Noah Pridmore with some run support. Let's see how he fares when we come back to the Silver Dime Baseball Complex on the Eagle Sports Network.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Carson-Newman's starting pitching's been pretty solid this year, but they haven't had a whole lot of advantages to work with on the rubber. That changes right now. Top of the second inning, Carson-Newman 3 runs in the first, lead at 3-0. And Noah Pridmore back out there, and it's Lane Gay to lead off. Pridmore's first pitch to the left-hand hitter is a high hopper over the mound. Leaping Pridmore, can't get to it. Picked up by Gibbs. His throw to first is late. That'll be an infield single. And just perfectly placed by Gay. I mean, he hit it just high enough off of the ground that Pridmore couldn't locate it. And despite being 6'2", didn't have the leaping ability to get to it. And Camden Bailey will dig in. 3-0 Eagles in the second. Pridmore comes set and pitches. And he drops a slider on the inside corner for strike one called. This is exactly what you want if you're Carson-Newman coach Tom Griffin. You want to see Pridmore come right at Bailey after the infield single. 1 strike pitch. That's in there for a strike, 0-2. Pridmore works out of the stretch. Modest lead at first by Gay. 2-strike pitch from Pridmore. Come right at him. Strike 3, swinging on a slider. Pridmore wasting no time. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and a punch out for the second time. So with 1 out and the runner at first base, Matt Hill. Hill 2 out of 10 on the season. He has the team's lone home run this year. Pridmore pitches, and a fastball is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. If you remember Carson-Newman's best starting pitcher last year, Matt Bradley, he had that mindset of just coming at guys. And that's what you're seeing from Pridmore right now. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Zips a fastball high and tight. Well, the Carson-Newman great pitchers over the years, the ones that have been All-Americans, all regions, they have been quick to fire. Pridmore's ahead at 0-2 with a runner at first and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Another fastball. This one catches the outer edge. Back-to-back punch-outs. Pridmore pitching furiously. And with 2 outs and a runner at first, Eagles on top 3-0. Mason Lyda will dig in. Left-hand hitter will step into the box. Pridmore works out of the stretch with a runner at first on the infield single to pitch. Tried the changeup down and away, misses. 1-0. Pridmore works out of the stretch as he quickly has a sign, leans slightly forward as he straightens that left leg. The 1-0 misses away on a fastball, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Pridmore gets the sign. He pitches. That misses down and away. 3-0. Well, he got ahead of the last 2 batters, getting strikeouts. Now he has to work all the way back. A runner at first base, 2 outs. Carson-Newman 3, Emory and Henry 0. First meeting between these clubs. And here comes the 3-0. Gets the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. I wonder if Lida is going to be patient here at the plate. See if Pridmore can throw another strike. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Took a big cut at that one. Count is full. Runner will be taking off here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Denton behind the runner at first now as he'll get a head start. And here comes the payoff pitch. Here it is. Fouled back. Well, Pridmore falling behind 3-0. He's done very well to get back in the count. Now just trying to put away Lida and get the Eagles back to the batter's box. And here comes another payoff pitch from Pridmore. Fouled again off the left-hand side. Lida spoils back-to-back pitches. Three balls and 2 strikes. Gay away from first. And a payoff pitch again. Just missed high. Pretty good-looking pitch by Pridmore. Didn't miss by much. And after falling into a 3-0 hole, he ends up walking Lida on a lengthy 8-pitch at bat. So with 2 on, here's Noah Mazza, 323 hitter this year. 3-0 Eagles in the second, 2 men on, 2 outs. Right-hander stretches and pitches, and this one's hit sharply into right field. That drops in for a base hit. Jackson picks it up. They'll hold the runner at third base. And the bases are loaded for Emory and Henry on the first hit of the day. Or second hit of the day, rather, for the Wasps. Bases loaded. And Jared Foley, who grounded to third his first time up, will stand in. Tying run now at first base. Carson-Newman leads at 3-0. 2 outs, bases juice. Pridmore back to the full windup here. Right-hander works into his motion, brings it on up there. And this one's hit sharply in the hole at short. Diving play, Miller gets up to his knees and will not have a play anywhere. And that'll be an infield single. And Emory and Henry is on the scoreboard. Well, Miller got to it, and I don't know if he just didn't have a handle on it or if Gibson wasn't ready at third, but that's where he was thinking initially. So now the tying run's at second base, and the go-ahead run at first with 2 outs. 3-1 game. And the first pitch to Tyler Bradley's a check swing roller back to the mound. Pridmore gobbles it up, throws to first, and that ends the inning. So Emory and Henry does get 1, but they leave the bases loaded, and they've left 4 on base in their first 2 trips. And after an inning and a half, it's Carson-Newman 3 and Emory and Henry 1 as we step out for a breather here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Emory and Henry gets one back in the top of the second inning after Carson-Newman scores 3 times in the first. And it'll be Will Gibbs, Trey Miller, and Henry Jackson. That's 8-9-1 in Carson-Newman's lineup due to the plate against Jack Swarbrick. Allowed the first 4 to reach in the first, then retired the last 3 that he saw. So Gibbs stands in a 3-1 game, and the first pitch to him misses down for ball 1. Gibbs in at 240 on the year. Bottom of this Carson-Newman lineup has a great deal of pace if they can get him on. The 1-0 misses high and tight, 2-0. Carson-Newman brought in a boatload of speed. 5 guys that stole double-digit bases last year at their respective schools, the 2-0. High and tight, 3-0. And Gibbs was one of the key cogs to that. 29 out of 33 a season ago at Olney Central. 3-0 pitch from Swarbrick coming. High, ball 4. He missed with all 4 of them. Gibbs, who has 2 stolen bases this year, will likely consider being a threat this time around. And the team leader in stolen bases digging in. Trey Miller's got 3 of them. Certainly a threat to lay down a bunt here, and you wonder if you give Gibbs a couple pitches here to see if he wants to take a bag. Leadoff man on base for the second straight inning. 3-1 Eagles here in the second, and a throw to first. Gibbs back. Well, they're at least trying to make Carson-Newman base runners respected, but the way that Cunningham's playing at first, he's really not trying to get the out on any pickoff attempts. Bunt shown here. Miller pops it foul over the netting behind the plate. 1 strike and nothing. We could always see potentially a hit and run as well from this group. Gibbs leads from first. 1 strike pitch. Miller again squares, pushes the bunt first base side, bounces once. It's picked up by Cunningham, throws it to first base. It is an out. Mazza made the catch, and on the transfer, it popped out of his mitt. So it is a sacrifice bunt. Call it 3-4 on the sacrifice. It gets Gibbs into scoring position for Henry Jackson. 1 out. Carson-Newman on top. 3-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Great to have you with us today. Our entire crew will be with you this entire weekend. Right-hand pitcher and right-hand batter with Jackson at the plate. Swarbrick comes sent out there on the rubber. Brings it up there, and it's a slow breaking ball that Jackson swings over the top of for strike 1. Jackson was hit by a pitch in the first. Came around to score on Denton's 2-run double. Carson-Newman leads by a pair. Right-hand pitcher and right-hand batter. Glance back at second base. The pitch. Jackson takes a fastball below the knees for a ball. 1-1. Swarbrick studies the sign here of Bailey. Working slower with the runner on base in this inning. And the 1-1 pitch on the inside corner. Well located by Swarbrick. Jackson laid off, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Right-hand pitcher coming set. Glances back at second, and a throw back there sends Gibbs back to the bag. Carson-Newman 3, Emory and Henry 1 here in the bottom of the second. The pitch misses down and away on a fastball. 2-2. Swarbrick laboring. Closing in on 50 pitches already, and he's only gotten 4 outs. Right-hander has the sign. Plants at second base again. He brings it up there. Bounces a breaking ball in the dirt to run the count full at 3-2. Well, Swarbrick, he walked 6 through his first couple outings. He's given up double-digit hits already on the year. In 11 innings entering the day. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Jackson shoots it foul down the right field line, out of play. Carson-Newman will get these 3 at home, head out on the road yet again. Quick jaunt down to Lee on Tuesday, and then head up to Pennsylvania to take on California for a 3-game set next week. The pitch misses down and away. Ball 4 to Henry Jackson. And with runners at first and second and 1 out, Jackson's aboard with a free pass for the second time. So with 1 out and 2 men on, it draws a visit out to the mound from Camden Bailey to have a chat with Swarbrick. It's a quick conversation, and Dalton McLean, who drew a walk his first time up, will dig in. Carson-Newman 3, Emory and Henry 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Right-hand pitcher and the right-hand hitting McLean. Here's the pitch. And that misses down for a ball. Runners at first and second with great speed. Swarbrick settling it out there on the rubber. The pitch. Check swing. Ball 2. Carson-Newman sporting the pinstripe jerseys here today. Eagles across the chest. Numbers on the back written in navy. Always look good on the weekend here at Mossy Creek. 2-0 pitch. Misses low and away. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Three runs, 2 hits, an error, and a man left on base for Carson-Newman. A run, 3 hits, and 4 left aboard for Emory and Henry. Right-hand pitcher pauses and pitches. There's a strike on the inside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike to count here to McLean. Swarbrick gave up the leadoff single, had a sacrifice bunt, ends up walking Jackson and is in danger of walking McLean. 3-1 pitch. Down the middle this time, taken all the way by McLean, 3-2. Swarbrick ready for a payoff pitch. Let's see if the Eagles run here. They are not moving, and McLean hits it high in the air out to right center field. Hill over into the alleyway. The right fielder squeezes it. Tagging from second and moving to third is Gibbs. Second out of the inning. Eagles have him at the corners for James Denton. So with 2 outs and runners at the corners, here comes Denton. Had a 2-run double back in the first to extend his hitting streak up to 6 consecutive games. Well, he dealt with a little bit of a wrist injury first couple weeks of the year, but that's bounced back nicely from there. Runners at the corners, and the pitch to Denton is an off-speed pitch that hits the outer edge for a called strike. Denton rests the bat on his left shoulder, patiently waiting as Swarbrick comes to a high hold and now turns it loose. And Denton watches a curveball sweep down and in for a ball, 1-1. Swarbrick up over that 50 pitch mark already. The good news for Emory and Henry is they've already used a boatload of pitchers this season. 17 different hurlers have thrown through 8 games. The 1-1. Denton hits it sharply out to second. Mazza stays down on it, picks, throws to first, ending the inning and ending the threat. Eagles get the leadoff man on base, put 2 men on, but can't get anybody home. And Carson-Newman has now left 3 on base through the first 2. And Carson-Newman's lead sits at 2. 3-1 ball game headed to the third here on the Eagle Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
No Pridmore back to work in the third inning. 26 pitches so far for the right-handed hurler. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Emory and Henry. Wayne Mize starts it off, and Pridmore works out of the windup in a 3-1 lead in hand as he pitches. And Mize a big swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Pridmore gave up 3 singles, 2 of them on the infield in the second, and gave up that run. The 0-1 pitch on the way, and it's hit sharply right back up the middle. Diving effort by Gibbs. He bobbles, picks it, throws to first, but not in time. That'll be an infield single. Third infield hit of the day on just 4 hits for Emory and Henry. Well, that ball nearly caught the leg of Pridmore Flush. Instead, he just avoided it, and Denton at first base had no chance to extend, despite the fact that Gibbs made a good play to get to that ball back up the middle. So the leadoff man on base here is Cole Cunningham. 3-1 Carson-Newman in the third. Pridmore pitches, and he misses down for a ball, 1-0. Carson-Newman pitching certainly this year. The biggest problem that they've run into is the inability to string together shutdown innings. 1 ball, no strikes, and a throw to first base. It's low. Denton does a very good job of gobbling that one up. Mize just taking a very modest lead over at first, now extending it slightly more. 1-0 pitch. Just missed on a fastball low, 2-0. Wind is starting to pick up a little bit, blowing out towards left center field. On a sun-soaked day here at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Pridmore pauses, now pitches the 2-0. And it's hit sharply to third on a hop, picked up by Gibson to second for 1. Gibbs to first, not in time. Good relay by Gibbs on a wipeout slide from Mize, was able to stick with it. But the putout will work 5-4 for the runner at second. It's a fielder's choice. And it is now Cunningham at first base with one out. And now Lane Gay, who had that tapper over the mound and an infield single to lead off the second, came in to score later in the inning on an infield hit. 3-1 Eagles in the third. Pridmore's pitch. Gay takes at the knees for a strike. Right-hand pitcher with a left-hand hitter has his back to the runner at first. Looks over that left shoulder and now fires, and Gay swings and misses on a pitch in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. Pridmore works from the third base side of the rubber this time around. He is 0-2. Slider, bounce back up the middle. Miller charges. He picks. His only play will be at first. He gets the out over there as Cunningham takes second base. Good play by Miller. He had a long way to go from the outfield grass all the way to the infield grass. Able to make the play right in front of the second base bag and never had a chance to get Cunningham at second. Turns it loose to first and Gay out. 6-3. And with 2 outs and a runner at second, Carson-Newman leading by 2, 3-1 here in the third. Camden Bailey digs in. Strikeout victim back in the second. Pridmore pauses, now pitches. Misses low with a slider, 1-0. It's a really nice crowd here at the ballpark today. Not a lot of empty seats and fans even taking in a little bit of the sights along the lines. Pridmore throws to second. Back safely is Cunningham. Might get a steady flow of fans as we go throughout the day. One ball, no strikes. Pridmore pitches. There's a strike across the knees. 1-1. Pridmore back on the first base side of the slab this time. The 1-1. Hit sharply through the left side of the infield. That one slides through into the outfield for a base hit. Potts picks it up, gets it back in quickly. Cunningham takes third and stops there. Pridmore just trying to get out of this inning now. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. His first pitch, right down the middle for a strike. Pridmore comes set. And the 0-1. Well off the plate on a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at the corners. Pridmore picks to third. Gibson does a nice job of hauling that one in. Pridmore nearly threw that one down the line. Two outs. 2-run lead for the Eagles in the third. The 1-1. Fouled off. One ball and 2 strikes. Here to Matt Hill, a strikeout victim back in the second. The 1-2 just missed high. Maybe slightly outside as well. Look to the slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Carson-Newman 3, Emory and Henry 1 here in the third. Runners at first and third base. Pridmore readies. He brings it up there. Misses high again, 3-2. Pridmore readies. Here's the payoff. Missed high and in, ball 4. Second straight inning. Emory and Henry has the bases loaded. Infield single, fielder's choice, ground ball, base hit, and now a walk. And here's Mason Lida, who walked his first time up. 3-1 Eagles here in the third. Bases juiced, 2 outs. Righty versus lefty, Pridmore's pitch. Lida swings and misses. Bottom drops out of a changeup. Now the 0-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. A runner at every base, but Pridmore headed 0-2. He's ready with his 0-2 pitch. Bounces it up there, low and away, 1-2. Pridmore dodged a bases loaded jam in the second by just giving up 1. Here he'd like to stick it at 0. Pridmore ready to go here against Lida. Right-hander into his motion. The 1-2. Foul back. Fastball up and away. Lida extended the arms and got enough of it to get it back to the screen. This has been an extended inning for Pridmore. He's thrown as many pitches in this inning as he had in the first 2 innings combined. Closing in on 50 for the day. The 1-2 pitch coming. Off the plate away with a fastball, 2-2. Well, the runners are getting pretty good leads out there as well with this full windup. A base hit would certainly tie the score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, up and away. It's 3-2. Well, now the runners will get a head start. Carson-Newman leads 3-1 here in the third. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The runners are on the move as here comes the payoff pitch from Pridmore. And it's pushed foul off of third base. Pridmore gave up just 1 base runner in the first. That was an error. And a couple infield singles in the second. Gave up the run. Also walked a batter in that inning. Infield single, a hit, and a walk in this inning. And another 3-2 pitch. Missed down and in, ball 4, and it's a 3-2 game. Cunningham scores. Bailey to third. Hill to second. Emory and Henry has scored twice without having the ball leave the infield. Base is still loaded, and here's Noah Mazza. And Pridmore pitches, and that misses outside, 1-0. Pridmore now at 52 pitches and in danger of watching a 3-0 lead evaporate. And Tom Griffin's heading out to the mound. Well, here's been your biggest problem for Carson-Newman all year. You get a lead, you get some momentum, and then you just can't consistently get outs out there on the mound. Full conversation between Mitchell Ballant, Tom Griffin, Noah Pridmore. That trio talks. Tom Griffin is done. Ballot wants to say something extra here to Pridmore as well. Now everybody goes their separate ways. Carson-Newman's lead is 1. 3-2 here in the third. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pridmore readies the 1-0 pitch. Hit high off of the ground, picked up by Miller. His throw to first not nearly in time. That's an infield single, and we're tied at 3. That ball hit about maybe 3 inches in front of the plate and then bounced about 40 feet high into the air. Miller had to wait an eternity to get to it. And it is another infield single, 4th infield single of the day for Emory and Henry, and we're tied at 3. Here's Jared Foley. He's tied up and swings through a fastball down and in, 1 strike and nothing. So of the 5 hits today, or check that, 6 hits, only 2 have made it to the outfield. As Pridmore misses down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Foley, the 8th man of the inning to come to the plate. Had that RBI infield single in the second. 1-1 pitch. Misses down and away, 2-1. Watts now out hitting Carson-Newman 6-2. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch on the inside corner for a strike. It's 2-2. Oh, we've been here before in this inning. Pridmore a strike away from getting out of this thing. Tied at 3 here in the third. Now Pridmore coming set. Here's the break-even pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blows it past Foley. 4th strikeout for Pridmore, but it comes a few batters too late. 8 men come to the plate in the inning for Emory and Henry. They score twice. And after 2.5, we're deadlocked at 3 apiece here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
AEC is a distributor for Marathon energy-efficient water heaters. We offer 30-gallon to 105-gallon tanks. Marathon water heaters are durable, lightweight, and warranted not to leak as long as you own your home. Foam insulation allows these thermal storage units to provide long-lasting temperature control. Marathon's lightweight tank is easier to maneuver and position. And the bowl-shaped tank bottom allows complete sediment drain. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Carson-Newman scored the game's first 3 runs in the first inning. Emory and Henry with a run in the second, 2 more in the third, and we're tied at 3 here in the bottom of the third. Heart of the order due up for Tom Griffin's group. Mitchell Ballant takes a first pitch strike on a curveball across the belt from Jack Swarbrick. Been an eventful game so far for both pitchers. Right-hander into his motion, and the 0-1. Misses inside this time around. 1 ball and 1 strike. Emory and Henry has left 7 on base in the game. Carson-Newman has left 3 so far. Plenty of base runners. 1-1 pitch. Ballant pops it up. This one's back into our right-hand side. And that one reaches the seats. 1-2. Swarbrick at 58 pitches. Right-hander coming set out there on the slab. And the 1-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Hardy fastball that balanced late on, up and in. Second punch out for Swarbrick. First time today he's retired the leadoff man. So with one out, nobody on. Here comes Zach Bose. Fly out to center field, his only time up. And the right-hander kicks and fires, and Bose watches the breaking ball stay high. Ball one. Tied at 3. Bottom of the third inning. Carson-Newman held to those 2 hits so far, but they've been on base via free pass 4 times. 1-0. Outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Outfield playing straight away. Same with the infield. Against Bose. Both of his home runs came here on opening day. The 1-1. Curveball hit right back up the middle. Bounces in front of the second base bag. Skips over the top of it. And rolls into center field for a base hit. Bose with Carson-Newman's third knock of the day. Let's see if that gets this Carson-Newman kick started again. Eagles and Wasps deadlocked at 3. Ryan Potts digs in, a strikeout victim, his only time up. Bose does have a steal this year. Never really been a stolen base threat. Has been aggressive, though. The pitch. Misses outside, 1-0. Bose will pick and choose his moments when he wants to take off. There's a very modest lead, though. Maybe a step and a half in front of the bag. The pitch. Potts hits a high pop-up. First base side. Cunningham towards the fence. And this one gets over the fence and foul ground. To make it a ball and a strike here to Ryan Potts. Aiden Gibson awaits in the on-deck circle. Carson-Newman's offense has had this tendency this year. A big inning and then silent for a couple. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. Misses down, 2-1. Well, Emory and Henry has had some mulling about down in their bullpen. I mentioned the amount of pitchers that they've used this year. Very rarely does a pitcher go more than 3 or 4 innings. 2 balls and a strike. Swarbrick pitches. Check swing from Potts. Drifts outside. 3-1. Well, Swarbrick's biggest issue in this game has been his inaccuracy. Giving up 2 free passes in each of the first 2 innings. 3 walks and a hit batter. 3-1 the count, the pitch. Potts hits one high in the air behind us, fouling out of play. Count is full at 3-2. Emory and Henry team that was picked dead last in the South Atlantic Conference. This is a non-conference series, by the way. These 2 teams just filling out the schedule at the beginning of the year. Throw to first base. Back safely is Bose. Of course, with Queens' late departure, that left an open date for a lot of teams at one point in time or another this season. So those groups had to fill in the holes whenever they could. Here's the payoff pitch. Check swing. He did not go after an appeal down to second, and another walk. 4th of them for Swarbrick. And the Eagles have him at first and second base with 1 out for Aiden Gibson. Gibson to ground out to short, his only time up. And a good opportunity here for Carson-Newman. In the bottom of the third inning with 1 out and 2 men on. All righty versus right-hand batter, Swarbrick. Comes set and pitches. And Gibson pushes it down the right field line, but this one twists foul and out of play. Gibson had such a good start to the year, made an instant impact in the lineup. Hasn't quite been able to find that early flow. 3-3 game, bottom of the third. Swarbrick pitches, misses, down and away, 1-1. Well, Swarbrick just unfurled his 70th pitch of the day. 36 have been strikes. So he's right at about that 50% mark here in this game. One ball and one strike to count. Lands back at second base. The 1-1 bounces in there, and that's somewhat fortuitous for Emory and Henry. 2 balls and 1 strike because the second baseman, Noah Mazza, tripped and fell out there. So if Gibson had hit the ball to the right side of the infield, unless it was right at where Mazza fell down, that would have been a base hit. But Swarbrick again behind the count at 2-1. Mazza's trying to keep Bose close at second base. 2 balls and a strike, the pitch. And this one hit high into the air, first base side, foul. And it's 2-2. Carson-Newman has done a nice job at spoiling pitches throughout this game. Getting Swarbrick's pitch count up. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. The pitch. Another foul ball off of first base. Swarbrick pitched 8 days ago. Last Friday against Anderson in the series opener. Lasted 4 innings, gave up 8 runs, 6 earned. He walked 3 in that outing. But his offense picked him up with an 8-run 4th inning in that game to win 13-8. The 2-2. Down 3-2. The bullpen for Emory and Henry tossed the final 5 innings. Didn't give up a hit against the Trojans. And that was after Swarbrick was a tough luck loser. 6 innings, no earned runs, 3 unearned in a 4-3 loss at Southern Wesleyan on opening day. Here's the payoff pitch. Gibson tried to check his swing. It's strike 3 called. Third punch out for Swarbrick. So it'll be down to Will Gibbs to try to get the job done. Gibbs drew a walk his only time up back in the second. We're tied at 3 here in this first meeting between these clubs. Bottom of the third inning, 2 men on, 2 outs, and Gibbs at the plate. Swarbrick comes set and pitches and misses inside with a fastball for ball 1. Great to have you with us today. Chilly, but with the sun overhead makes it feel a little more palatable here on this Saturday in Tennessee. 1 ball and no strikes. Swarbrick brings it up there, and Gibbs fouls it straight back. 1-1. Well, Emory and Henry has done its best work with 2 outs. 4 of the team's 6 hits so far have come with 2 men down. Carson-Newman looking for a little bit of 2-out magic of its own here in this third inning. Here's the 1-1. That bounces up there on a breaking ball. 2-1. Gibbs has been better with 2 outs this year. 364 hitter with 2 outs. Better than 100 points better than his overall average this season. The 2-1 from Swarbrick. High on a fastball. 3-1. Trey Miller awaits in the on-deck circle. Well, both of these pitchers have really, really struggled to get quick and efficient outs. 3 balls and a strike to count. Swarbrick brings it up there. That misses high and tight. Already the 5th walk issued by Swarbrick, and the bases are loaded now for Carson-Newman. Well, here's Trey Miller. Bases loaded and 2 outs. 3-3 ball game. Third baseman Foley is in on the cutout of the grass at third. Everybody else back. The first pitch to Miller. Misses down, ball 1. Well, the challenge that you have as a hitter, you know that Swarbrick has struggled to throw strikes. How patient can you be? He's fanned a pair here in this inning. He's also walked a pair. 1 ball, no strikes. Swarbrick pitches. Just missed outside with a fastball, 2-0. Miller, the transfer from Herkimer. Great speed, solid contact hitter. With the bases juiced and 2 outs, he's in a 2-0 driver's seat. Here's the pitch. That's on the inside corner, right at the belt. 2-1. Carson-Newman and Emory and Henry deadlocked at 3 apiece in the first of this 3-game series. Both sides have had their chances. Emory and Henry have stranded the bases loaded in the last 2 innings. Carson-Newman has him full here, the 2-1. Off the plate, down and away, 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike, the pitch. That's in there at the knees for a strike, 3-2. So now Carson-Newman runners will get off to the races. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-3 game in the third. Here's the payoff pitch. Miller bounces at third base side. It is a foul ball. Foley made a great diving play in foul ground. I'm not sure if he would have gotten anybody out, but if that play was fair, that would have saved 2 runs. Miller, though, stays around. 86 pitches now for Swarbrick. And he needs another one here in the third in a 3-3 game. The payoff pitch again. Miller hits it sharply on a line, gloved by the second baseman, Mazza, and that ends the inning. Carson-Newman loads the bases. Eagles can't get anybody in. And now Carson-Newman has left. 6 on base. Both sides with some missed opportunities so far. Tied at 3 through the first third of this game. We go to the 4th here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Carson-Newman and Emory and Henry tied at 3 here in the 4th inning, and Pridmore's first pitch of the inning is a foul ball by Tyler Bradley, the 2-hole hitter who's 0 out of 2 on the day. Well, Carson-Newman has been solid right at the beginning. of innings. It's been the end of the inning that's been a struggle. The 0-1. Check swing. Bradley certainly looked like he went around there. They say a strike. 0-2. For the 6 hits for Emory and Henry, been with 2 outs. Pridmore, 2 strikes and nothing. Here comes the right-hander's offering, and it misses down and in for a ball, 1-2. Pridmore saw 7 batters in the second, 8 in the third. Boy, would he like a quick and efficient 4th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's ready to go. And the pitch. On the outside corner, and strike 3 called. Number 5 for Pridmore. And now, Trey McCall's having a conversation with the home plate umpire. The conversation on whether or not that second pitch was a strike when the field umpire ruled that he didn't go around, but the home plate umpire said, I never asked for help. So now Wayne Mize, 1 out of 2 on the day. Pridmore's first pitch is a swing and a looping liner into left field for a base hit. Mize has his second hit of the day. A 1-out single is the 7th knock of the day for the Wasps. And in a 3-3 game here in the 4th, Cole Cunningham will get his cuts. He's hitting into fielder's choices in each of his first 2 at-bats. 3-3 game here in the 4th. Pridmore pauses, and now pitches. And this one hits sharply out to second. Gibbs circles, picks, throws to second, and Miller for 1. Over to first. That's a double play. 4-6-3, right when the Eagles needed it. A twin killing ends the frame. And for the first time since the first, the Wasps fail to score. 3.5 innings in the books. Carson-Newman 3. Emory and Henry 3. Can the Eagles bats get going? They have the top of the order coming to the plate when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Jack Swarbrick's day is done. 3 innings, 3 earned runs, 3 hits, 5 walks, and a hit batter. He strikes out 3, throwing 87 pitches on his day, and he turns it over to the bullpen. It's Zach Clover, the senior right-hander out of Cary, North Carolina. 6'2", 225 is on for his team-leading 4th appearance of the year. He's 1-1 this season with an ERA of 13.5. And he gets the top of Carson-Newman's lineup here in the 4th of a 3-3 ball game. Henry Jackson's been on base twice. And Clover ready to go with his first pitch of the day. And it nearly hit Jackson on a fastball inside 1-0. Jackson's been plunked. He's drawn a walk. Now, Clover's given up a run in every outing so far this year, and he had a disastrous inning against North Greenville on February 8th. The 1-0. High, 2-0. Against the reigning national champs, he got one out and gave up 8 runs. And that was the reason why Emory and Henry lost to the Crusaders, losing 12-7. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch bounces in there, 3-0. Clover's last outing, he got the win in a 7-5 victory in the finale against Anderson a week ago. 3 innings, 4 runs, but only 1 earned, 3 strikeouts in a 7-5 win. 3-0 the count, the pitch. Right down the middle with a fastball for a strike, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. The pitch. Hit sharply to third and past the diving Foley and into left field, a base hit. Jackson's on base for the 3rd time today. And a leadoff man on base for the 3rd time in 4 innings. Well, this is the 3rd school for Clover. Began his career at Anderson, went to Wake Technical Community College for 2 years, and now at Emory and Henry. And with the runner at first, here's Dalton McLean. A throw to first base to check on Jackson. He's back safely. Eagles haven't attempted a stolen base so far today, and you feel like it's only a matter of time before they take off and try to get something going in that regard. Clover looks at Jackson at first. McLean squares to bunt, backs away. It costs him a strike on a fastball inside corner, 0-1. Well, Emory and Henry has the gray jerseys on today. It's Wasps across the chest on the full button-down jerseys. Numbers bottom left of the front and on the back. Blue hats with the Wasps logo up top. And the yellow bills for the club from the Old Dominion State. Throw to first base. Jackson back safely. Carson-Newman's won 5 in a row against teams from Virginia. Last loss came in 2016 at UVA Wise. Prior to that, they hadn't lost since losing to Virginia Intermount back in 1997. 0-1 pitch. Hit sharply through the right side of the infield, a base hit. Jackson will pull the shoot at second base. Back-to-back singles from the Eagles have him at first and second with nobody out here in the 4th. Fifth hit of the day for the Eagles. Good piece of hitting by McLean. And now let's see what James Denton has in store. A 2-run double. His first time up and a ground out to second base. His most recent time at the plate. Carson-Newman and Emory and Henry tied at 3 in the 4th. Corner infield expecting a bunt. Clover comes set. A glance at second. Denton does square to bunt. Gets it down right back to the mound. Picked up by the pitcher. He throws it down to the second baseman. Mazza covering. 1-4 goes the sacrifice. It gets Jackson to third. McLean to second. Perfectly executed by James Denton. And now Mitchell Ballot will have his turn in a 3-3 game in the 4th with 2 men in scoring position. Ballot an RBI single in the 1st. He struck out in the 3rd. Corner infield remains in. Middle infield stays back. Righty against right-hand batter. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Clover went to the off-speed pitch, and Ballot backed away and was shaking his head. I think he was expecting fastball, and he got a curve. One strike and nothing to count. Clover pitches. Bounces a curveball in the dirt. Here comes the runner. Jackson in from third. This throw comes in. He's out at the plate. It bounced away from Bailey. He picked it up, shoveled it to the plate. Clover slid in, made the tag, and that retires. Jackson at the dish. Well, Carson-Newman coach Tom Griffin is arguing that Clover blocked the plate with the slide, and it certainly looks as if he did. When he came sliding in, got that left leg in there first, and blocked the plate. So Jackson is out, 2-1. And McLean takes third base. So just like that, perhaps a rally thwarted by good defensive play by Bailey. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here to Ballant, the pitch. Popped up, third base side. This one will curl foul and out of play. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A promising inning for the Eagles. The 1-2. Swing and a foul tip. Strike 3. And how about Clover? Gives up back-to-back singles to start the inning. Gets a sacrifice bunt. A play at the plate. A strikeout. And Carson-Newman fails to score in the 4th. And we've played 4. We're scoreless the last couple innings. After that early start, 3-3 ball game is your score as we go to the 5th. Eagles back to the field. No, Pridmore will look for another quick inning when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
The 4th inning looked promising for Carson-Newman. 2 men start with base hits. After a sacrifice bunt, runner thrown out at the plate on a wild pitch that Jackson couldn't beat the throw to the plate on. And then Ballant strikes out in the first pitch swinging here. Lane gate is short. Miller picks, throws to first. It's in time to get Gay on 1 pitch. So Carson-Newman been held scoreless in 3 straight innings after that 3-run first inning, and we're still tied at 3 here in the 5th. And Camden Bailey will dig in. Bailey a strikeout and a base hit so far today. Righty against right-hand batter. Pridmore kicks the leg and pitches and flies one right down Broadway for a strike 0-1. Pridmore now at 66 pitches on the day. Been economical the last couple innings. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive right at Miller at short, and he's there to snare it as he took 2 steps backward and grabs it right in front of the Essen Eagles. So he's been tested on back-to-back plays. And with 2 outs and nobody on, Pridmore a chance for our first clean 1-2-3 inning of the day for either side. Matt Hill digs in, a strikeout and a walk today. Pridmore's pitch pushed foul into the screen, first base side. 1 strike and nothing. Well, I'm sure for Carson-Newman, you'd love to see Pridmore settle in, give you another inning or two here. As he's ready to go with the 0-1 pitch. Misses with a slider outside. 1-1. And those 2 blips on the radar in the second and third innings. Face 7 in the second, 8 in the third. He's buckled down since the 1-1. Misses low, 2-1. Pridmore pauses, now brings it up there. Fouled straight back by Hill. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Carson-Newman and Emory and Henry each with 3 runs apiece so far. Pridmore coming set out there on the slab, and here comes a break-even pitch to Hill. Bounces it right back to Pridmore on a hop. Underhands to first, and that ends the inning. Pridmore made a nice play to the left of the hill, and that ends the inning. He's now retired 5 straight, and he has the first clean 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher today. It's a 3-3 game. We've reached the midway point. Carson-Newman's threatened, but hasn't scored since the first. Can they change that in the bottom of the 5th? We find out when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Emory and Henry and Carson-Newman deadlocked at 3 apiece. Eagles with the 3-run first. Emory and Henry with 1 in the second and 2 in the third. And Zach Bowes leads off Carson-Newman's half of the 5th inning. 1 for 2 on the day against Zach Clover, back out for his second inning of work. Clover stretches and fires, and a slider hits the outer half of the knees for a called strike. Clover gave up back-to-back singles in the 4th and then got out of it without giving up a run. No balls and a strike. Clover pitches, and Bowes pops it up. Very shallow left center field. It is the center fielder, Bradley, coming on. He makes the catch, and that retires Bowes. So with 1 out, nobody aboard, here's Ryan Potts, a strikeout and a walk, his 2 times up. Each team has left 7 men on base in the game. Emory and Henry leading 7-5 in hits. Both sides with 3 runs so far on the day. Clover straightens up, working exclusively out of the stretch as he brings it up there, and Potts dribbles 1 to third base. Foley comes in, picks it on the grass, throws strong over to first base, retiring Potts, and that's back-to-back putouts. And just after Pridmore put up a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of this inning for the first time, Clover an opportunity to retire the side in order for Emory and Henry's pitching staff. And Aiden Gibson, who's 0 out of 2 today, will climb in. Tied at 3 in the 5th. Clover brings it up there and gets a strike right down the middle. 0-1. Well, on a sunny day here in East Tennessee, Carson-Newman and Emory and Henry tied at 3 apiece. 1 strike pitch, high in the zone. 1-1. over getting the sign out there on the rubber as he pitches. And here's a line drive hit into left center field. A good jump, though, by Bradley. Leans back towards the alleyway and snares it out of the air. So both sides go down in order for the first time today in the fifth. 1, 2, 3 innings each way. We're still tied at 3. Who breaks the tie first? We go to the 6th here on the Eagle Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Tied at 3 here in the 6th inning. Noah Pridmore back to work. 72 pitches on the day. He's retired each of the last 4 batters he's faced. And he gets Mason Lida to start it off, the 8-hole batter. For Emory and Henry, a left-hand hitter. And the big right-hander kicks and fires and misses down and away for ball 1. He settled in nicely. Had that lengthy, grinding 3rd inning where he threw nearly 30 pitches. Since then, he's retired 5 of 6. The 1-0. Fouled off of first base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lida with a slightly open stance. Pretty tall in his stance as well. Pridmore's 1-1 pitch. Misses low, 2 balls and a strike. This is an Emory and Henry team in the last 2 decades that has been held to single-digit wins 16 times. They're halfway to getting close to that mark at 4-4 to begin the year. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch on the inside corner, 2-2. Team that hasn't had a winning overall season since 1993 and a winning conference season since 2012. Pridmore brings it up there. Thought it was strike 3. Didn't get the call as it misses down and in. 3-2. 3-3 ball game here in the 6th. Game 1 of 2 here today and 1 out of 3 for the weekend. Pridmore's ready to operate with a payoff pitch. Here it is. Lida stays back on it, but too far back as he shovels it foul down the 3rd base line, keeping the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now you wonder how much longer Pridmore goes in this one. Career high is 6 innings pitched. That came in his first outing this year at USC Aiken. And the payoff coming here to Lida. Just missed down and in again. It was a very similar location as an earlier pitch in the sequence. Just didn't get that call, and it's the 3rd time today that he's walked Lida. And with Lida on first base, here's Noah Mazza. Pridmore has not retired either of the 8 or 9 batters. Mazza's singled twice. 3-3 game in the 6th. Pridmore throws it over to first base. Lida has a steal this year. Has not been caught stealing yet. Pridmore comes set out there on the bump and brings it up there. Mazza pushes a bunt first base side. Denton wait for it. Picks it up on a hop. And the first baseman takes it to the bag all by himself. It is a sacrifice bunt. 3 unassisted. That gets Lida into scoring position, representing the go-ahead run. So in a 3-3 game in the 6th. Runner at second base. Here's Jared Foley. 1 out of 3 so far today. Pridmore with a runner at second, stretches and pitches. And here's a line drive into right field. Jackson waits on it, makes the catch. Leiter retreats to second base. And there's 2 outs. So now Tyler Bradley. 0 out of 3 today, and he'll be tasked with the opportunity to try to get the runner across. Runner at second base, tied at 3 here in the 6th. 2 outs. Righty versus left-hand batter. Pridmore ready. Here it is. On the outside corner of the fastball for strike 1. Pridmore looking to cash in a 0 for a 3rd consecutive inning after he gave up the 2 in the 3rd. Has kept his team in this ball game. 1 strike pitch on the way. Just missed downstairs. Looked like the changeup that time around. Clips just below the kneecaps. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Check out at second base. Pridmore readies. Now he turns it loose. Misses outside of the fastball. It's 2-1. A 3-3 game in the 6th inning. This is where Emory and Henry has done its best work. For the team, 7 hits with 2 outs. 2-1 pitch. Bounces up there. It's 3-1. Wayne Mize waits in the on-deck circle. Does Pridmore prefer the right-handed hitter? What do you go with here? 3 balls and a strike. He's retired Bradley all 3 times, twice via strikeout. Runner at second base, 2 outs in a 3-3 game. The 3-1. Hit sharply in the hole, past a diving Gibbs into the outfield. Rounding the corner and coming to the plate is Lida. Throw to the plate on target. Ballot drops the baseball. And Lida scores the go-ahead run. 4-3, Emory and Henry. The throw was there in plenty of time. And the Eagles had him dead to rights. And Ballot just dropped the ball. So that brings in the go-ahead run, and for the first time today, Carson-Newman trails 4-3. And now Wayne Mazza, who's been on base all 3 times, twice via hit. Right-hander pitches, and that misses down and in. 1-0. That was a good throw by Jackson, and that had Lida out from here to there, and Ballant just couldn't pick it up. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner at first base. Pridmore will throw it in that direction. Four unanswered runs for Emory and Henry. There goes the runner. Pitch is taken for a strike. Balance throw down to second base. On target. Great play by Gibbs to pull it back and apply the tag, and that ends the inning. But Emory and Henry gets the go-ahead run, and the Wasps now lead it 4-3. Eagles need some offense. 8-9-1 due up. Gibbs to start us off when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
For the first time today, Carson-Newman trails. Eagles stepping to the plate, down 4-3. Bottom of the sixth inning after the two-out base hit by Tyler Bradley. And it'll be Will Gibbs to lead it off. He's walked twice today. With the Eagles behind by a run, Zach Clover back for a third inning of work. And his first pitch is a fastball in the inside corner for strike one. Well, Swarbrick started it 3 innings, and he labored, but kept his team in the game, despite walking 5 and hitting another. The 0-1. Gibbs hits a high fly ball down the left field line, hustling over the shortstop, and Lina unable to get there in time before it bounces just beyond the bullpen mound down in the left field corner. Gibbs now in an 0-2 hole, but gets a second life here. That ball was hit a mile high down the line. Almost hung up long enough for Lina to get to it. Clover's retired the last 5 that he's seen after he gave up 2 hits to begin his outing. No balls and 2 strikes. Clover pitches, and Gibbs hits it in the air, this time out to right. It'll be playable for Hill as he takes a couple steps in. Makes the grab, and for the first time today, Gibbs is retired. 6 in a row retired by Clover, and now Trey Miller will get his turn. Miller has a sacrifice bunt, and he had a ball on the screws back in the third inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but lined right to the second baseman, Mazza. 4-3, Emory and Henry on top of Carson-Newman. Last of the 6th inning, 1 out. Nobody on. Clover pitches, and Miller takes a strike on the inside corner. Boy, getting Miller on base would certainly pay a lot of dividends. His speed would give the Eagles a decent opportunity. And he swings and lines this one down the left field line. That's a fair ball, and it rolls all the way into the corner. Miller around first. He's hustling to second, and he's in there standing. Fine piece of hitting by Trey Miller. He's got an extra base hit, and he represents the tying run now at second base. Got a pitch he could hit, and that snaps a string of 6 in a row retired by Clover. So with 1 out and the tying run at second, here's Henry Jackson. He's been on base all 3 times today. A hit by pitch, and a walk. Clover pitches. Jackson takes low and away. Ball 1. (4-3). Emory and Henry leads Carson-Newman. Eagles have a chance to tie this score with a base hit here from Jackson. Been the team's top hitter all year. 1-0 the count. Clover pitches. Jackson pops it foul and out of here to our right-hand side. Jackson this season a .500 hitter with runners in scoring position. The team leader in the area. The exact guy you would want at the plate. 5 out of 10 this year. Only Zach Bose has more hits. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That's on the inside corner. 1-2 on a fastball. Well, you look back over the years for Carson-Newman, their leadoff hitters have been the biggest key pieces to some winning seasons. Jackson holding his part right now. Clover's ready. The 1-2. High on a fastball. 2-2. Go back to the days of Ryan Addington, then Brett Langhorne, Ethan Goforth, Tyler Thompson. Table setters have been big. 2-2 pitch. Down and inside, 3-2. And this is what all those leadoff hitters have done exceptionally well. Patience at the plate, waiting for their pitch. Despite being in a 1-2 hole, he's worked it back to full. 4-3, Emory and Henry leads it here in the 6th. Tying a run at second and 1 out. 3-2 on the way. And that hits Jackson on the left shoulder. He's on base for a 4th time today. 2nd time he's been plunked on that shoulder. And now Emory and Henry will get some activity down in the bullpen, and they'll bring out the pitching coach as well to have a word. And they want to bring in the entire infield to have a conversation here in this situation. And they'll chat this thing up out there on the slab. Well, you get game 1 here today. About 30 minutes after this one comes to a close, we'll play game 2. Then turn our sights to the series finale tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Then Carson-Newman heads on the road for 4 before swinging back through Carson-Newman to get Young Harris and Mars Hill to open up conference play right at the beginning of March. So after the conversation, Clover will straddle the slab and be ready to go one more time. So Dalton McLean will be tasked with this opportunity. Clover had retired 6 in a row before the double for Miller. He hits Jackson after being ahead at 1-2. And McLean at the plate. He's been on base twice, singled his last time up. 4-3 game. The pitch. Right down Broadway for a strike. 0-1. McLean was the 2nd batter that faced Clover out of the bullpen. And slashed a base hit into right. Back in the 4th. 0-1 the count. Clover pitches. Slider misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, a good back and forth going between the pitchers in this one. Hitters sticking around in counts. Upping the pitch counts. The pitch. McLean fouls it down the right field line out of play. Carson-Newman, a 3-run first inning, haven't scored since. Emory and Henry, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd. They stranded the bases loaded in each of those innings. And then took the lead in the 6th on the 2-out base hit from Bradley. 2 men on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Eagles down 4-3. The 1-2. McLean just got a piece of it, cued it foul back. And we'll do it again, and a ball and 2 strikes. Great to have you with us here today. Our entire crew watching this one with you. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday wherever you're at. It's a great day for baseball here in East Tennessee. Despite it being a little chilly, it's sunny overhead. Eagles down by a run. McLean calls for time. Well, the door is swung ajar, but Carson-Newman just 2 of 9 with runners in scoring position in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. McLean waits on it, bounces it to first. Backhanded by Cunningham. To second for the out there. No, he's safe. He dropped the baseball. So that'll be a fielder's choice. Put Miller at third base, Jackson at second, and McLean at first. And the bases are loaded. And now James Denton with the bases juiced in a 4-3 game with 1 out. Denton 1 out of 2, had a 2-run double back in that first inning. Clover having to set it up here as he pitches. And Denton swings, and it's a fly ball out to center field. Long run for Bradley. Still going back. It's over his head. One hops the fence. In to score is Miller. Right behind him, Jackson. McLean stops at third, and the Eagles have the lead. A 2-run double for James Denton for the second time today. That ball just kept carrying out to center field. And it gets over everybody. And Carson-Newman's back on top, 5-4. And not done yet. Mitchell Ballard at the plate. Infield in, runners at second and third base. Big day for Denton. 4 RBIs. The pitch. High and tight to Ballard for ball 1. Denton had 2 ribbies to start the year. He's got 4 in the first 6 innings of this series. One ball, no strikes. And Ballard can blow this thing back open again with a base hit. The pitch. Misses down and in, 2-0. Well, Emory and Henry hanging here with Clover. And the Eagles looking to pile on now. Two balls and no strikes. Clover does his research on the sign with Bailey. As the sign, the 2-0. Ballard rips this down the left field line. It hooks, though, foul. Carson-Newman was trying to sell it that ball hooked around the foul pole, but that thing was several feet to the left of that. Well, there's no more of that extra fencing out there in left field, so we will see come the warmer months of the year how that will impact the home run numbers at this ballpark that have always been friendly to the hitters. 2 balls and a strike to Ballard. Eagles lead it 5-4 here in the 6th. Here's the 2-1. Ballard swings and misses, chases a slider down and away. Has not looked comfortable on that pitch. Chased it on a few occasions. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 men on, 1 out here in the last of the 6th. You'd think Clover would go back to that similar pitch. Here's the break even. Went to a heater this time around, up in the zone, and didn't get Ballard to chase it. Count it, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, here's a big action pitch. Infield in, runners at second and third. Eagles lead at 5-4 in the 6th. Clover's ready, the payoff. Bounces it up there, ball 4, and the Eagles load the bases again. Pretty good at bat right there by Mitchell Ballard, and we're going to get a pitching change, and we'll step out for a break. Carson-Newman in a good spot, leading at 5-4. Bases juiced, 1 out, and the team's leading run producer stepping to the plate. Step out for a break. We'll have more when we come back. To Mossy Creek in a moment on the Eagles Sports Network with CN leading it 5-4.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
At the Kate Insurance Agency, our focus is you. The Kate Insurance Agency offers personalized protection plans to cover your auto, home, business, or life and health. At Kate Insurance, our goal is to partner with you in determining your insurance needs and to provide the best customer service. At Kate Insurance, we believe that loyalty is a quality that is earned. You are important to us. Call 865-475-3391 for a quote today or visit kateinsuranceagency.com.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials from pens to phone chargers are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
Junior right-hander Hunter Kirkpatrick out of Albany, Oregon, is called on and released, 6'1", 185. This is his third appearance of the year. 6 punch-outs in 4 2/3 innings. He hasn't allowed a run so far. Eagles have the bases loaded and 1 out for Zach Bose. And the first pitch to him is a sweeping slider that misses well outside for ball 1. Well, Kirkpatrick's had a great start to the season. Zach Bose is Carson-Newman's best hitter with runners in scoring position. Team leading 6 hits. 5-4 Eagles here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0 fastball. Bose late on it, but rifles it up the first base line foul. This is the first time Kirkpatrick has pitched in 10 days. Got 5 outs against the number 1 team in the country. Didn't allow a run. Gave up just a hit against North Greenville back on February 8th. Carson-Newman by a run. They've led 3-0 in this game and trying to get that lead back out there. Right-hander coming set. Here's the pitch. Bose lines it back up the middle. It's sinking, and it's down for a base hit right in front of Bradley. Crossing the plate is McLean. Everybody else moves up a bag. Bose delivers again. Carson-Newman scored 3 more times here in the 6th and leads at 6-4. Denton to third. Ballant to second. So here comes Ryan Potts. 0 for 2 with a walk today. Carson-Newman leads at 6-4. Still bases loaded and 1 out. Kirkpatrick pitches. Misses high on a fastball. 1-0. Well, the runners at second and third are still on the hook for Zach Clover. Potts looking to break this thing wide open. The 1-0. This is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Each team now with 8 hits, but Carson-Newman the lead in the run column, 6-4. Kirkpatrick coming set on the first base side of the rubber. Here's the 2-0. That nearly hit him. Potts had to get his hands out of the way. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Oh, when you look at Emory and Henry, the biggest issue that they've had all day. 6 walks, 2 hit batters, 2 wild pitches. They've been all over the map. 3-0. That, I think, does hit him. Potts brings in another run, and the lead back to 3, 7-4. A 4-run 6th inning. Denton scores. Ballant over to third. Bose to second. It's an RBI hit by pitch. And now the 9th man of the inning to come to the plate will be Aiden Gibson. Gibson 0 out of 3 today. Quarter infield in. 7-4 the lead in the 6th. The pitch. And a sweeping slider slides through the zone for a strike. 1 strike and nothing here to the rookie. 1 strike pitch. Misses high and tight. A ball and a strike. Carson-Newman getting its opportunities here. Like to give them some extra space. And now you have to wonder if Noah Pridmore comes back out in the 7th. The 1-1. High pop-up, first base side. Cunningham gives it a glance, but this one's out of play. 1-2. Pridmore has been sitting for a long time. Over 80 pitches on the day. Maybe you turn it to the bullpen for the final 9 outs. I think it might depend as well on what the score is after. This half inning, if Carson-Newman can build this lead out any further. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gibson, the pitch. Gibson stays alive, hacks it foul, first base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Carson-Newman 3 runs in the first, went quiet in innings 2 through 5, 4 more here in the 6th. And after 4 unanswered from Emory and Henry, 4 straight from the Eagles, and still looking for more. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch down. Gibson down swinging. He's the second out of the inning, and now Will Gibbs, who started off this inning by flying to right, will stand in. Carson-Newman left the bases loaded in the 3rd. They've left 10 on base in the game. And in a 7-4 lead in the 6th, Kirkpatrick will try to finish this thing off. The first pitch to Gibbs on the inside corner with a slider. 0-1. Eagles have scored 4 times here in the inning on 3 base hits. 2 hit batters and a walk in this inning has helped the cause. The 0-1. Gibbs takes low this time around as he lays off of a slider in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Outfield playing straight away. Wind now blowing out to right field after it was pushing to left for the majority of this one. The 1-1. Gibbs right back up the middle. Nearly took the head off of Kirkpatrick. It's into center field, a base hit. Balance scores. Bo's right behind him. Will Gibbs delivers a 2-run single. Carson-Newman scored 6 times in the 6th and lead it 9-4. Potts stops at second. A 6-run inning. Not done yet. Trey Miller. He started this rally with a double down the left field line. Kirkpatrick pitches. And there's a strike at the knees on a slider. So you now officially close the book on Clover. Probably deserved a little bit better, but 2 1/3 innings, 5 runs. 4 earned on 4 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. 1 strike and nothing here to Miller. The pitch. Miller takes low and away on a slider, 1-1. So it's a 6-run 6th for Carson-Newman. Most runs scored in an inning so far this year. Miller lines this ball to left field. Over the glove of Foley and into the corner. Rounding third and hustling home Potts. Second double of the inning for Trey Miller. Carson-Newman scores again. It's a 7-run 6th and a 10-4 lead. Gibbs all the way to third. Potts is in to score. Miller with 2 doubles in the frame. And Carson-Newman continues to pile it on. And another call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about a new pitcher. Eagles have scored 7 times to regain the lead. And it is a 10-4 margin here in the 6th on the Eagles Sports Network.
#1 source for Carson-Newman athletics gear, shopseeandeagles.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. ShopSeeAndEagles.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. ShopSeeAndEagles.com.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
With AEC's You Save Advantage program, take advantage and upgrade your home to save on energy. Eliminate large upfront investments and allow energy savings to provide the payments for energy upgrades on your bill. An AEC certified energy inspector visits your home to determine the options for energy efficiency. Then AEC installs the new energy efficiency measures and recovers its cost with a charge on your electric bill. Contact AEC today to start saving. AEC, we're power with purpose.
Back into the bullpen, Emory and Henry calls upon senior right-hander from Oswego, Illinois, and Joliet Junior College, Nick Serrato. Serrato is on in relief for the third time this year. Hasn't given up a run so far in 4 2/3 innings. And he'll deal at the top of Carson-Newman's lineup in an inning that has been an offensive outburst for the Eagles. 11 men already have stepped to the plate. Carson-Newman has scored 7 times in the inning on 5 hits. And the Eagles will get their opportunity to continue to play add-on as Serrato will try to get the final out with 2 outs and runners at second and third. Jackson hasn't been retired today. He's been on base all 4 times. Serrato pitches, and Jackson takes a strike at the knees. 0-1. Jackson hit by a pitch in the first, walked in the second, singled in the fourth, and was hit by a pitch earlier this inning. Righty against right-hand batter. 1 strike pitch from Serrato. Well outside, 1-1. So with 2 outs and runners at second and third base, first base is open. But everybody in the Eagle lineup has played a role here today. Serrato, the 1-1. Jackson pops it up, was out in front of it, and gets it back over our heads out of play. 1-2. They have great speed on the base paths. Gibbs at third, Miller at second. A base hit to the outfield extends the lead and makes it a 9-run inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Jackson hits it sharply out towards short. Lida gets a chest-high hop, throws to first low, but is plucked out of there by Cunningham to end the inning. And for the first time today, Jackson retired, but not before Carson-Newman scores 7 times in the inning on 5 base hits. And the Eagles have been able to open up a 10-4 lead. We go to the 7th. Eagles will go into the bullpen. Noah Pridmore's day is done with his second quality start of the year. We'll tell you about the new pitcher after Carson-Newman scores 7 times in the 6th and lead at 10-4 going to the 7th.
you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Tyler Shaver is on in relief for Carson-Newman here in the 7th inning. And the Eagles have a 6-run lead to work with. That's Wade Mize to lead off against Shaver, and the right-hander into his motion and pitching. And he misses outside with a first pitch slider. Shaver has had an up-and-down career with Carson-Newman, has certainly dealt with his fair share of injuries. The 1-0. Fouled down the first base line, a ball and a strike. Third appearance of the year for Shaver. Walks have been an issue. He's walked 5 in his first 2 outings. But overall, he struck out 138 and 125 career innings pitched. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Mize, who singled twice today. With Carson-Newman on top, 10-4 in the 7th. Shaver pitches. It's a foul ball on that slider. Well, the slider for Shaver has been his big pitch. You look back at the 2 really good years that he had, 2020 and 2021. 23 appearances, had an ERA south of 2.5 in that stretch. Struck out 86 batters. The 1-2. Another slider. Ballant has this one slide back to the backstop, 2-2. But this is part of the conversation that Carson-Newman continues to have, is one of the best roles for these guys. Shaver has been a starter at times in his career. He's been a reliever at other times. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the break-even pitch. Nearly hit Mize. Missed inside with a fastball, 3-2. And it's certainly been a tough issue for Shaver to deal with, trying to figure out what his role is and how many pitches he's going to throw. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled off of the mask of Ballant to the backstop. And the count holds at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Carson-Newman scoring 7 times in the 6th. They'd only had 1 inning this year where they'd score more than 4. Here's the payoff. Pitch again. Swing and a miss. Shaver beats him with a high heater. Well, if you can add Shaver into the mix for Carson-Newman, pair him with Hunter Harrington and Jake Wright when he returns, Eagles could have a very formidable back end of the bullpen. 1 out, nobody on. 10-4 Eagles in the 7th, and Shaver misses with a slider down and away for ball 1. Well, Shaver first stepped on campus back in 2019. Had that season cut short to an injury. The 1-0. High and away, 2-0. He's been back and forth. Of course, he gets healthy. He's having an unbelievable 2020 year, a 1.13 ERA. 2 O's, a swing and a miss, 2-1. Then, of course, COVID hit, so that ended that season on what would have been potentially a historical campaign from him that year, where he was unhittable. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider down, 2-2. Bounced back in 2021 by saving 3 games and tallying a 3.58 ERA. And last year, the Eagles just couldn't decide. Does he start? Does he relieve? The 2-2. On the inside corner, there's strike 3 called. Gets the slider down at the knees, and that freezes Cunningham. He's now 0 for 4, and with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Here's Lane Gay. Infield single and 2 ground outs to short. 10-4 Carson-Newman here in the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on. Shaver pitches right down the middle with a fastball for a strike. Trying to give Shaver that confidence back. Shakes off Ballant. Now the 0-1. Just missed up and away. Didn't get the chase from Gay. Shaver works out of the full windup here. The 1-1 pitch. Tried to slow down the slider and get it across the inner half on the back foot and didn't do so. Misses down and in, 2-1. Shaver's been behind in this inning, but he's bounced back. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside corner with a heater. 2-2. Really does have a firm fastball that hops out of his hand. Mixing that with a slider. Here's the break-even pitch as he pauses on the back step in the pitch. And Gay fouls it off. Well, one thing that Shaver has done, just like several Carson-Newman pitchers the last few years, is mix up their pitching motion. This time he goes quickly with a 2-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. And Shaver punches out the side in the 7th. Just what the doctor ordered. Eagles retire the side in 1-2-3 fashion in the 7th. Shaver fans Mize, Cunningham, and Gay. And at stretch time at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. It's 10-4. Carson-Newman on top here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Dalton McClain stands in the bottom of the 7th inning with Carson-Newman on top. 10-4 here against this Emory and Henry club that hasn't had a winning season in 3 decades. And time was called before the pitch even came in. I think the music was still playing, and the home plate umpire wanted that to stop. So McClain, 1 out of 3 with a walk today. And the first pitch from Serrato of the inning misses off the plate away on a fastball, 1-0. Carson-Newman's offense doing what it's done here at home, averaging 9 runs per game on the year. 1-0 misses down, 2-0. 10 more runs here today. And we still got a second game coming up here in just a little bit. 2 balls, no strikes. Serrato pitches, misses away, 3-0. Outfield straight away, infield back. 3-0 the count. The pitch. Down the middle for a strike. 3-1. Now the 3-1. Well off the plate away. Ball 4. And another free pass issued, and it's a leadoff man on base for McClain. So that brings James Denton to the plate. Having himself quite a day. A couple 2-run doubles in this one. Multi-hit game to extend his hitting streak. 4 RBIs. 10-4 Carson-Newman here in the 7th. Right-hand pitcher ready to go. The pitch. Denton swings, and it's a fly ball down the left field line. This ball will go foul. Left fielder Mize, I thought, might have had a chance to get over there. I don't know if he just lost it in the sun or not, but he slow played it, and the ball just bounced in foul ground. So Denton back to the batter's box, picking up his barrel. 1 strike and nothing with McLean at first. Here's the pitch. Misses down and in, 1-1. Serrato gets the sign. There goes the runner. The pitch is a foul ball back. McLean had that base stolen, and Denton just a little bit late on it. Fouled it to the left-hand side of home plate. Carson-Newman went down in order in the 5th and exploded for 12 batters and 7 runs in the 6th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Serrato pitches. Denton swings and misses. He waves at a fastball out of the zone. And Serrato gets the strikeout. So now Mitchell Ballant will get his turn here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Carson-Newman ahead 10-4. Ballant today, a base hit and a walk. He struck out twice as well. Serrato pitches as McLean takes off. It's taken for a ball. The throw down to second base is right on target. And that zaps McLean on the 2-4 caught stealing. That was a good throw by Bailey. Pretty good jump by McLean, but you might as well take a look and see what Bailey has for the rest of the series. Hadn't attempted a steal prior to that. And a good throw by Camden Bailey behind the plate, and now there's 2 outs and nobody on. 1-0 to Ballant as Serrato pitches, and Ballant fouls it. That ball ends up getting a piece of Bailey, who couldn't get a glove to it at all. I think it caught him on the chest. Might have hit his hand off to the ricochet as well, and he'll get an opportunity to take a break, balance outside of the box. Home plate umpire gives him a shot to collect himself as well. 1-1. Right-hand pitcher, ready to go. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ballant rips this to left field. It hangs in the air long enough for Mize to snare it out of the sky, and that ends the frame. So the Eagles get a leadoff walk, but the caught stealing aids in a fresh 1-2-3 frame. We go to the 8th. Carson-Newman leads at 10-4, looking to put the nail in the coffin of Emory and Henry in the series opener here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Carson-Newman led 3-0 early, then gave up 4 unanswered runs, going quiet for 4 innings. Trailed 4-3 going to the bottom of the 6th, and then a 7-run eruption in the bottom of the 6th. As Carson-Newman on top 10-4. And Tyler Shaver back to work against Camden Bailey after striking out the side in the 7th. And he starts Bailey with a slider on the outside corner for strike 1. Well, you could have Shaver go the rest of the way here and get him a save. 0-1 pitch on the way. Just missed low on a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, I think after the first couple weeks of the year, you pretty much know what you have in terms of pitching. The 1-1. Foul down the right field line, out of play. 1-2. Maybe that door down in the bullpen gets a little sturdier, and you shorten your rotation a little bit. The 1-2. That hits, I think, the bat of Bailey. I think it actually hit the bottom side of the handle and just missed Bailey, and he didn't make a motion to go down to first. Sometimes you see hitters do that. Instead, it's just 1-2, the pitch. Sliders hit out to short. Miller a chance on this one. Waits for it, picks, throws to first. And that retires Bailey. 4 retired by Shaver out of the bullpen. And now Matt Hill will get his turn. Hill today is 0 out of 2 with a walk. 10-4 Eagles in the 8th. Shaver pitches, and here's a line drive back up the middle. Diving effort by Gibbs. Can't get to it, and it skips into center field for a base hit. 9th hit of the day for Emory and Henry, and first since the 6th inning. First hit for Hill. And now here's Mason Lyda, who has walked all 3 times he's been up there today. 10-4 Carson-Newman here in the 8th. 1 out. And a runner at first base. The pitch hits the outside corner with a fastball. It's 0-1. Carson-Newman ahead by 6 runs, looking for a 6th straight win over a team from Virginia. 0-1 pitch. Lyda swings and misses. A big-time golf swing on a slider down. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Shaver kicks the leg and pitches and misses inside of the fastball as he yanks it. Ball and 2 strikes. No, Pridmore started it. 6 innings, 4 earned runs on 8 hits and 4 walks with 5 strikeouts. A lot of infield singles against him. Throw to first base and back safely is Hill. Half of the hits Pridmore gave up never left the infield. One-two pitch. Slider bounces in the dirt. It's 2-2. Good block by Ballant. Got his body in front of it. Rolled out in front of the plate, and he was able to scoop it up. Six-run game. Don't expect Emory and Henry to be too aggressive on the base paths. Base runner is more valuable. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shaver kicks and fires. And here's a line drive into left center field. Potts going over. He's into the alley to make the catch. Retiring Lyda. And Hill retreats back to first base. It was a good play by Potts. He had to take off quickly to get into the alleyway. And now Noah Mazza. And now I'm not sure what's going on. I think Mitchell Ballant maybe a little bit. I think he actually got hit. I don't know if it was in the head or the leg by the bat after Lyda swung at that ball. Might be cramping as well. That left leg of his is being stretched out. Getting some water from Travis Tingle. Tom Griffin's having a word with him as well. Well, it looks like he's all right. He's back in. He's hopping around, trying to get things loose. So we're good to go with 2 outs here in the 8th. Carson-Newman leads at 10-4. Mazza 2 hits in 3 trips. Shaver stretches and fires in a swing and a miss on a fastball for strike 1. Shaver 5 outs so far, 3 strikeouts and a hit. Right-hander ready to go. The pitch misses down and away. Ballant throws it to first. He'll stumble. You have this field turf on the infield. It's not as giving and not as slick as it once was. And Hill dove and just stopped. But he is able to get back safely. The 1-1 now. Down and away. Ballant does a good job of backhanding that ball. 2-1. Carson-Newman leads it by 6. 4 outs away from taking the series opener. The 2-1. Slow slider and a swing and a miss by Mazza. Looked like Shaver took something off of that one as well. Two balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander pauses and pitches, and it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Mazza chases a slider down and in. Shaver has punched out 4 of the first 7 batters he's seen. Emory and Henry strands their 8th man of the day, and Carson-Newman will have one more crack at playing add-on. Eagles lead it 10-6, going to the bottom of the 8th here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
New pitcher for Emory and Henry on in relief is another right-hander. This time it's Luke Kennedy, sophomore out of Irmo, South Carolina, and Dutch Fork High School. Replaces Nick Serrato in the lineup out there on the mound. Kennedy making his 2nd appearance as a scoreless inning under his belt. And Zach Bose digs in as Kennedy first pitch is way outside for ball 1. Kennedy pitched an inning at King on Valentine's Day. Gave up just a hit in a scoreless inning of relief. Eagles lead it 10-4, bottom of the 8th. And Kennedy's pitch is a swing and a tomahawking line drive, skipping underneath the glove of Foley and down in the left field corner. Bose hustling to second. He'll stop there as Zach Bose has his 3rd hit of the game. And it's a leadoff double. So a 3-hit day for Zach Bose, and with Carson-Newman leading at 10-4. Here comes Ryan Potts. Potts 0 out of 2, but he's been hit and walked so far in this game. 10-4, bottom of the 8th. The Eagles looking for some more runs as they've scored the game's last 7. All in the 6th inning. Kennedy pauses, now pitches, and Potts takes a fastball that splits the plate in half for strike 1. Update from the Tar Heel State. Wingate leads Carson-Newman 30-26 at halftime after the Lady Eagles trailed by as many as 14 in the first half. They pull within 4 at the break. 0-1 pitch. Potts grounds it out towards short. Behind it is Lyda. Looks back Bose at second. Throws to first. And that gets Potts. And does not move Bose over. And now Carson-Newman will bring out a pinch hitter as well. Hayden Gibson's day will be done for game 1. Ben Wilcoxon will pinch hit here in the 8th. 10-4 game here in the 8th inning. Right-hand pitcher fires, and that misses off the plate away on a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Carson-Newman leads by 6. Maybe some insurance in the offing here as Wilcoxon at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. A long look down from Kennedy as he checks Bose at second. Pitches, and Wilcoxon gets a piece of it and pops it off of a bounce foul third base side. A ball and a strike. Kennedy, 11 appearances last year, struck out 22 batters and 29 in the 3rd. The 1-1. Change up this time around. Wilcoxon lays back. Takes low for a ball, 2-1. Kennedy won a game last year, but the walks were a big factor. 21 of them in 29 and a 3rd. He had an ERA of 12. 2-1 pitch. Downstairs, skipping off of the plate. 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Misses low. Ball 4. More free passes. Wilcoxon draws the base on balls. And now Will Gibbs. Gibbs has been on base 3 times today. He had a 2-run base hit back in the 6th. Righty on right-hand batter in a 10-4 game in the 8th. A pitch. Just missed low. A 10-4 game. You're in the bottom of the 8th, and the Eagles making an argument to add a little bit more here. Right-hand pitcher coming set, and now bringing it up there. He misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. 2 men on and 1 out here in the 8th. Here's the pitch. Misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, when you look at Emory and Henry as a staff today, barely 50% of the team's pitches have been strikes. Thrown nearly 180 of them. In terms of total pitches, 95 have been strikes. Walked 8, hit 3. 3-0. Inside, ball 4. Bases loaded again. So Trey Miller coming up, but not before we get another quick visit out there to the mound. I'm sure part of the conversation here is it's already a 6-run game. Just got to throw strikes at this point. With Trey Miller coming to the plate. Long conversation out there. Now it breaks up. So the conversation ends. And here's Trey Miller. Started the game, hitless in his first 2 at-bats. Then he doubled twice in that 7-run 6th inning. And he's got the bases juiced with 1 out here in the 8th, leading 10-4. Kennedy's first pitch is swing and a miss. Well, Miller trying to ambush that first offering out of the mound visit. And why not? One strike and nothing, the pitch. Well outside, down and away. One ball, one strike. 1 out and the base is loaded. Kennedy readies and fires, and Miller takes down and in. The ball actually hit the umpire after it bounced out of the glove of Bailey. Otherwise, perhaps would open the door for an opportunity for the Eagles to bring in a run. Two balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Miller takes low, 3-1. Three balls and a strike with 1 out. Can Kennedy throw a strike here? Here it is. Miller rips it down the third base line, foul. And the count runs full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman leads Emory and Henry 10-4. Right-hander has the sign here. Now he pitches, and Miller swings and laces it down the left field line, but this one foul as well. Out in front of it once more. Well, Miller has certainly found a good stroke his last couple at bats. Been right on top of a lot of these pitches. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Kennedy pitches, and he misses high. Ball 4. Eagles get a run on a bases loaded walk. 3 straight of them for Kennedy. 11-4 the lead. Both scored. So now here's Henry Jackson. Been on base 4 times in 5 tries. Kennedy Works out of the windup with Carson-Newman on top 11-4 as he pitches and nearly hit Jackson for the third time today. Carson-Newman by 7. The pitch. Jackson swings. It's a fly ball to left. This one might leave the yard, and it does. Grand slam, home run, Henry Jackson. The Eagles have scored 12 unanswered runs and lead it 15-4. First career grand slam for Jackson. And that'll be the end of the line for Kennedy as well. So new pitcher coming in for Emory and Henry. A grand slam for Jackson. And I'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Eagles lead at 15-4 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
The number one source for Carson-Newman athletics gear, shop unanswered.com, where you can find gear from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour. Shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, shorts, pants, hats, and scarves. Shop unanswered.com is your source for everything CN. You can even show your school spirit on your smartphone or tablet. All of your game day essentials can be found in one place. Shop unanswered.com.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City has deals for Carson-Newman students. Bring in your valid student ID when you order for pickup or delivery, and Domino's in Jefferson City will give you a steaming hot large one-topping pizza for $4.99. That's a large one-topping pizza for Carson-Newman students for $4.99 at Domino's in Jeff City. Call 865-471-6700 to order. That's 865-471-6700. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
With AEC's You Save Advantage program, take advantage and upgrade your home to save on energy. Eliminate large upfront investments and allow energy savings to provide the payments for energy upgrades on your bill. An AEC certified energy inspector visits your home to determine the options for energy efficiency. Then AEC installs the new energy efficiency measures and recovers its cost with a charge on your electric bill. Contact AEC today to start saving. AEC, we're power with purpose.
Sixth pitcher of the day for Emory and Henry is Zach McCray. McCray is making his appearance here. 5'11", 180. A right-hander from Greensboro, North Carolina. Comes into the game. Making his third appearance of the season. He's gotten just 2 outs so far, giving up 3 earned runs on 4 hits. And the Eagles have blown this thing open at 15-4 here in the 8th. 1 out, and Dalton McClain at the plate. And the first pitch to him is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. McClain has been on base in 4 of his 5 trips up there. Right-hander kicks and fires, and McClain hits this one in the air out to left center field. Bradley racing back. He's to the warning track. He leans back and makes the grab in the alleyway. Well, McClain gave that one a pretty good ride. But it was a nice play in the alleyway by Bradley for the second out, and here's James Denton. So with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's Denton, who has two-run doubles today, and the first pitch to him is a fastball that zips off the plate up and away. Righty against left-hand batter, and the 1-0 pitch from McCray. Denton slashes it down the third base line, foul. Righty against lefty. Eagles lead it by 11. They've scored 12 in a row. And Denton fouls another pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a pitch out over the plate. It was a little off-speed pitch. Denton had to slow the bat head down. Was able to flip it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Carson-Newman trailed 4-3 going to the bottom of the 6th. They've since scored 12 in a row. The 1-2. Denton hits this one in the air out to right center field. This is going to sink down in front of Bradley for a base hit. And Denton has his 3rd hit of the day. So Luke Goforth will stand in to pinch hit. After Denton with a base hit into right center. 9th man of the inning to come to the plate. And the first pitch to Goforth is a bouncer out to short. Picked up by Lida. He underhands to second. And that's how the inning comes to an end. A 6-4 fielder's choice to end the frame. But it's an inning where Carson-Newman scores 5 times. 4 of them coming on the grand slam from Henry Jackson. Eagles lead it by 11. We go to the 9th. Eagles will try to shut this thing down when we come back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency, 423-586-4320, or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Tyler Shaver back to work here in the top of the 9th, and the first pitch of the inning is a swing and a miss on a pinch hitter. This is Tristan Hensley pinch hitting for Emory and Henry here in this inning. And the 0-1 is another swing and miss as he's going right at Hensley. Hensley is a junior from Covington, Virginia. 0-2 is a swing and miss. Strike 3. So Shaver wastes no time. 3 straight fastballs. Henley's down quickly. And now another pinch hitter. It'll be Colby Anderson pinch hitting. A left-hand hitter in a 15-4 game. Shaver pumps in another fastball that's fouled off. Other changes for the Eagles. Jackson is now in left field, moving from right to left. Sam Stern is in right. Ben Wilcoxon stays in the game at third, and Spencer Bright behind the plate. 0-1 misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it's not often you see an 11-run game and the pitcher out there trying to nail down a save. As this ball is bounced out too short, Miller circles, grabs it, throws to first, and the Eagles 1 out away from wrapping this one up. But Shaver would qualify for the save if he wraps this thing up by throwing the final 3 innings of the game. And he'll get another pinch hitter. This will be McCray Sawyers to pinch hit. And the first pitch from Shaver misses outside for a ball. Righty on left-hand batter, and the 1-0 pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes, the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 2-1. Shaver kicks and fires. On the outside corner, it's 2-2, and the Eagles 1 out away from wrapping this one up and winning a 3rd straight at home to begin the year. Shaver ready to go here against Sawyers. The 2-2. Sawyers swings and misses. This one goes to the backstop, and Bright will throw down to first. Denton will pick it up, tag the bag, and that'll wrap it up. So there's strike 3. Emory and Henry making the argument that that ball was fouled off. No such call, and in a game that takes 3 hours and 4 minutes, Carson-Newman wins it by a final score of 15-4. The Eagles win this one, and now the Eagles will go for the doubleheader sweep. 30 minutes from now, we'll see you at about 3:35 as the Eagles win it 15-4. We're back with you here in a moment on the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the South Atlantic Conference. From Smokies Stadium in Tennessee, this is the SAC Baseball Tournament.
You've got to see this place.
You gotta see this place. You've gotta see this place.
You 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 gotta see this place.